Hey everybody, today we're going to show you how to find all 31 Korok seeds here in the Tabantha Tundra in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Our first seed is going to be found on the mountainside just northwest of Mount Drana. You guys can see our exact location here. And once you make it to the side of this mountain, all you want to do is turn around and you'll see behind us here is going to be a piece of wood at the bottom of one of these rocks. All we need to do is ascend through that piece of wood. When we make it up on top of the rock, the Korok will pop up and we'll get seed number 1. Number 2 is going to be on the southeastern side of the mountain. It's just east of the North Tabantha snowfield. You guys can see the location here. And once you make it over here, you're going to find a giant boulder within a hole in the ground. Go ahead and pick that thing up. And then if you turn around and walk up the hill just a little bit, you'll find the wooden stand that we need to drop this thing off in. Once you line this up correctly and drop this into the stand, the Korok will then appear and we'll get seed number 2. Numbers 3 and 4 are going to be found together in the South Tabantha snowfield, just east of the stable. You guys can see we're near this little cluster of trees. And you're going to find our little Korok friend hanging out who needs help finding his buddy, which is on the other side of the snowfield. Now you can do this on foot. You're not going to run into too much. However, because we are in the snow, it'll take you a long time to get him over there. So as always, I recommend you make yourself a little airplane so we can save some time. But once you get them over here, just drop them off, interact, and we'll get our next 2 seeds. Number 5 is also in the South Tabantha snowfield, just west of the stable. You guys can see our location. And once you make it over here, you're going to find this giant rock that's sticking out with a piece of wood on the bottom side. Once again, all we need to do is ascend through that piece of wood. Once we make it to the top of the rock, the Korok will pop up and we'll get seed number 5. Number 6 is in the South Tabantha snowfield. This one's going to be just south of the stable. We're going to be right here in this little cluster of trees. You're going to find 2 little statues with plates, one of which is already going to have some ice fruit in it. All we need to do is add ice fruit to the other plate. And once both of them are full, the Korok will pop up and we'll get seed number 6. Number 7 is going to be found on the mountainside that's just over top of the Forgotten Temple. You can see the ledge that we're on here. And we're once again going to have another giant boulder and a hole that we need to pick up. And if you turn around right here behind us on this rock, it's going to be the wooden stand that we need to drop it in. And once you drop this thing in the stand, the Korok will pop up and we'll get seed number 7. Number 8 is located in the South Tabantha snowfield over by the Monster Forces base. You guys can see the base right here on the map. The easiest way to do this is to put a rocket on your shield and just fly up. And if you land on top of the little half rock up here, we can pick up the small rock that's on top, and that'll give us seed number 8. Number 9 is on the far southwestern side of the South Tabantha snowfield. You'll see on your map here we have a little shack right here next to the mountain. Work your way over to this shack, and once you get up to it, you'll find an acorn hanging from a chain. Hit that thing with an arrow, and we'll get seed number 9. Number 10 is going to be found along the main path just northeast of the Tabantha Hills. You guys can see we'll pretty much be in between the mountains here. You're going to have 2 statues that we need to cover with a giant piece of wood. So we're going to come right over here and grab one of the long pieces of wood and bring it back. We'll rotate this thing over so that we can cover both statues. And once you drop this thing over top of them, the Korok will pop up and we'll get seed number 10. Number 11 is going to be found within the Tabantha Hills over by the Tabantha Village ruins. And when you come over here to the ruins, you want to look for a log that's sticking up out of the ground. And inside of that log is an acorn. Just hit that acorn. Once you do, you'll get seed number 11. Number 12 is going to be found on the western side of the Tabantha Hills. You guys can see we're going to be right here at the bottom of the mountain. And if you come to this location and turn around and look up the mountain, you're going to see an acorn hanging from the side. Go ahead and hit that with an arrow and we'll get seed number 12. Number 13 is going to be on the southwestern side of the Tabantha Hills. You guys will see we're going to have a small little cabin down here on this hill. And once you make your way to this cabin, we just need to climb up on the rooftop and work your way to the chimney. And above the chimney, we'll have a cluster of leaves that you can interact with to get seed number 13. Number 14 is going to be found within the Tanagar Canyon. You want to work your way right over here to this set of rocks. And once you're up here, we're going to jump down into this little hidden area where we have a secret puzzle. This one's pretty easy to solve. We're just going to take the piece off the top and rotate it around like so. And you guys can see me kind of messing this up here, but you want to put it right here just a little bit more to the left. So once you get this lined up, it'll lock into place. The Korok will pop up and we'll get seed number 14. Number 15 is going to be located on the really small island that's right in the middle of the Hebra Plunge. You guys can see our location here. And all you want to do when you get down here is take this little rock down by the water. And we're going to complete the little circle of rocks up by this tree. And once it's complete, the Korok will pop up and you'll get seed number 15. Numbers 16 and 17 are going to be found together up on the mountain right next to the Hebra Falls. Here is the location. You're going to find our little Korok friend here. We need to make ourselves a vehicle first. First thing we're going to do is take this square piece of wood and flatten this out. And then we can run right over here to these rocks and we're going to pick up this hot air balloon. We'll rotate this thing around and place this right in the middle. We're going to come back over here and grab the little fire starter thing, and we're going to rotate this facing up and put it in the middle of this hot air balloon so we can get this thing to go up. Drop this, attach it right there in the middle, and then we're going to come right over here and grab the rocket. Now this is a really important part. You want this facing upwards, but you want it on the back side here, and that's what's going to get us up on the mountain, because once you interact, you'll see that we need to take him directly above where we're at. Once you speak with him, we're then going to take him and attach him to one side, and we're going to stand on the other, and then we're going to hit this rocket and take off. And if you did it right, it'll get you right up here on top of the mountain. If you're quick, you can separate him from it and jump off. If not, it'll just burn up and you'll fall down right here next to the campsite. But once you're down, just place him next to his buddy, interact, and we'll get our next 2 seeds. Number 18 is also going to be found up by the Hebra Falls, and you want to look for the little bridge that goes across the falls. And once you make your way here, you'll see a little acorn hanging from a chain underneath the bridge. Hit that acorn and we'll get seed number 18. Number 19 is located just southeast of the Hebra Falls. You'll actually see on your map, you have a really small section of water here that leads under a cave. There's a couple ways to get in here. One, you can just swim. However, you will lose a lot of health. So if you don't want to do that, you can climb on the side of the wall as you work your way in and jump across. But once you're in, we have a puzzle. All you need to do is take the cross out of one side, rotate it around, and stick it in the other side. And once it connects, the Korok will pop up and you'll get seed number 19. Number 20 is located just north of the Tabantha Hills. You want to make your way to this mountain right here. And once you get up to the peak, you're going to find a pinwheel. We can walk up to that. It's going to spawn 3 balloons right here in front of you. All we need to do is hit all 3 balloons. And once you do, we'll get seed number 20. Number 21 is located on the mountain just south of the Kopiki Drifts. You can see our exact location here, right around these trees. And we're just going to pick up this giant boulder that are in between the 2 trees here and turn around, and up on the rock behind us is going to be the wooden stand that we can drop this thing inside of. And once you've got it in there, the Korok will pop up and give you seed number 21. Number 22 is going to be found at the end of the mountain range, just next to the Kopiki Drifts. You'll see on your map, you actually have a little dotted diamond, which is going to be small rocks. The rock that we need is going to be behind us, just over the ledge. Go ahead and pick that up. And all we need to do is drop that into place to complete the diamond of rocks. And once you do, we'll get seed number 22. Number 23 is found on the northern side of the North Tabantha snowfield. You want to head to pretty much this exact location. You're going to be looking for a small rock in the middle of this crazy little emblem on the ground. And once you find that rock, just pick it up and you'll get seed number 23. Number 24 is going to be found on the mountaintop that's on the far northwestern side of the North Tabantha snowfield. You can see the mountain here. And once you're up top, just pick up the small rock that's on the peak. Rock will pop up and you'll get seed number 24. Number 25 is also on the far northern side of the North Tabantha snowfield. On your map, you just want to head over here where there's this little circle of trees and rocks, and in between all of them will be a little cluster of leaves traveling around. Once you interact with those, you'll get seed number 25. Numbers 26 and 27 are going to be found together on the northeastern side of the North Tabantha snowfield, right over here next to the shrine. And you're going to find our little Korok buddy hanging out up here, and we need to help him get pretty far away on the other side of the snowfield. Going by foot is going to take you an obnoxious amount of time, so highly recommend making yourself a little airplane. But once you make your airplane, you can just use Ascend to get up in the air, and we're going to fly all the way across down here, and we'll drop him off and interact. And once we do, we'll get our next 2 seeds. Number 28 is also on the northeastern side of the North Tabantha snowfield on this little ledge just east of the shrine. We're going to have a puzzle to solve. This one's a little confusing, so the easiest way to do it is to rotate it to where it looks like the letter Z, just like this, and then squeeze it right here into the side. And if you do so correctly, it'll complete the puzzle and we'll get seed number 28. Number 29 is going to be found on the northeastern side of Mount Drana. If you come over here, you'll see on your map, you have a little dotted pattern on the mountain. That's going to be all these little rocks. The rock that we need is actually hidden back here on this little path behind the big rock. Go ahead and grab that, Put this right here in line, and once you have it complete, the Korok will pop up and you'll get seed number 29. Number 30 is going to be found just south of the North Lemay Labyrinth. You'll see on your map there's one giant tree down here all by itself. All you need to do is go to the back side of the tree and shoot the acorn that's in the hole. And once you hit that acorn, you'll get seed number 30. Our 31st and final seed in this region is going to be found on the northeastern side of the North Lemay Labyrinth. Again, this will be on the very top. And once you make it over here to this corner, you're going to see a pinwheel that's going to spawn one single balloon. This thing is super annoying, so it may take you some time as it moves extremely fast. But once you eventually hit it, you'll get seed number 31. But this is how to find all 31 Korok seeds here in the Tabantha Tundra. If you guys have any other questions, make sure to leave them down in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.